Hello and thanks for clicking on this video. I have way too much to talk about. Way too much. It has been way too long since I got to talk about anything. Okay, and now, in the middle of the video, I look very different because all of a sudden I got hot because I got very interrupted. My brother came upstairs to cook supper, so I got very interrupted out there doing whatnot and talking with him. And all of a sudden I got hot because he turned the oven on, stovetop on, so it added a bunch of heat to the house. Now I'm too hot in what I'm wearing. So I put my hair up. Now I look very different in the middle of the video, but that's okay. It's not really in the middle of the video because this is going to get cut up all anyway because it's close to an hour and a half. And I have so much more I want to talk about. I just don't know for sure if I can talk about it now or not. Let's see. I had a break, so now maybe I can. Love crossed. Sometimes a drama just frustrates me so much, and I'm in the middle of all the heated passion because literally just today I decided to drop this drama that I don't know if I can actually talk about it because I'm still extremely wound up. And I explained to my sister why, a lot of why, but the problem with Love Cross is that it has too much. There is too much that just went too wrong. And how on earth can I wrap it all up in a way that makes sense? Because it started out interesting and good, but like, one of the first things I noticed about it was the fact that it's one of those dramas where somehow they have normal, everyday, normal life, normalcy, and they have something incredibly abnormal and freaking creepy. And the further you get into it, the more wrong and actually like literally legit criminal activity it is. And yet somehow, the normal is what's like 80 to 90% focused on. That is the big deal that must be dealt with. It's more important than anything else is the normal. And that makes the abnormal underrated and unimportant and skimmed over and not properly dealt with. And I'm like, why did you even put something so abnormal in your story if you're just going to make it fluff that's in your way? It literally, this story takes it to the point where the abnormal is in the way, and all of the characters even start getting annoyed and mistreating the abnormal because it's in the way of their normal. Like, why did you even put this in the story then? Explain that once, what that means in a minute. The second thing that I noticed that started making me angry at the drama, because it was the next thing that happened, was the main girl, Ke, the way she treats Lu Zhao. Because even though the story tried to tell me that this was the case, it was not the case. It tried to tell me that she was waking up to reality and realizing that her virtual reality boyfriend and Lu Zhao are not the same person, that they're different, and they can't be treated the same because they aren't the same. It tried to tell me that that's what she was doing, but in actuality, that is not what she's doing at all. This romance, basically, I cannot get behind it because it is all, in my opinion, crap. Because from the very first minute she laid eyes on him, all the way up until the point that I dropped this drama, which was 26 episodes out of 36 in. I only had 10 episodes left, and yet I couldn't do it. I know how it ends. I saw the ending of it ages ago. I'm like, before I even started it, because of the type of drama it is, I'm like, wait, what? It surprised me in that way because it wasn't one of those ones where you go into the game and then you're like, China does this all the time with their stories, where if it's like a parallel universe or time travel or anything like that, even reincarnation stories that are supposedly not reincarnation stories, etc., it's like you pull into another world, you're pulled into a game, or you're pulled into another world, or you're pulled into a book, or you're pulled into whatever. How does your story end? This one, it did a twist because they weren't actually pulled into the story. It was bringing up some good points, and it was bringing up some good food for thought, and it was so well done at first, and the banter was incredible because even the men and women could banter with each other without all getting offended. People in this drama were not getting offended with each other. They were like living day-to-day normal and being sarcastic and making remarks and teasing each other and etc., and nobody was getting offended. It was whatever. It was really good. And then it went all bad. The structure of the story was terrible, and I hated both girls, and I was starting to even hate Lu Xiao and Junyan. What was I saying? Kula. The way she treated Lu Xiao, she never once actually treated him like he was an individual human being. No. Right from the very beginning, because of the virtual reality character, she called Lu Xiao her husband. They're not your husband unless you're actually married, okay? I'm getting so sick of people misusing words. You cannot call him your husband if you're not married. He is not your husband. He's your boyfriend. There is a massive difference. Boyfriend. And yet she called him her husband. Okay, that was actually a thing I noticed beforehand, was the fact that all these people, you are so messed up. It's a virtual reality game, and you all know it's a virtual reality game. There's only 4 options. So thousands of people are dating the same person. Y'all are okay with this. You're so possessive. This is my boyfriend. This is my husband. Yeah, y'all know you're dating the same one, and you're all fine with it. Like, as soon as you put the glasses on, you can see everybody else's boyfriend, too. So you know how many people on the street are dating the same person as you. Messed up, I tell you. It's messed up that there's only 4 choices. It's messed up that many people were okay with the fact that there's only 4 choices. I mean, didn't we get rid of harems for a reason? And yet you all created a harem willingly. Because this guy said, here's 4 options, and you're all like, okay, these thousands of people are here, these thousands of people here, so we're giving these 4 guys on purpose. We're allowing them to have multiple girlfriends, and none of us are going to complain about it. Y'all are sick in the head for so many reasons. It's bad enough that you're addicted to a virtual reality, not real thing. Anyway, getting past that, back to what I was trying to say. She never once treats him like an individual person. She treats him the entire time like he's the dumbest person on the planet for not realizing the truth being that he already belongs to her. So when she meets him and goes, he's so different from my game character, this is insane. I'm like, you are so lucky that it coincidentally turned out that he actually is exactly the same as your game character, and the fact that he wasn't the same is just a facade. You're so lucky. Because if he had continued to not be your boyfriend, like not the same as the virtual reality character, what would you have done then? Because she never once treats him like he's an individual that has his own choice in the matter. No. She treats him the entire time. Like, by the time that they actually get together, it's like, finally, you've woken up to the truth that we're supposed to be together. Like, this is so not cool. He literally never had a choice. He did not have a choice. You cannot convince me otherwise. The whole story was set up without him ever having a say in the matter. He was never allowed to just naturally, normally just fall in love with her. In a sense, it sort of kind of felt like that was the case, but not really. If you really think about it, her attitude never actually changed. He was her husband, her boyfriend. He belonged to her. He belonged to her. It's like he's a possession of hers. And it just, by the time that he confessed or whatever, it's just like, it's about time. Because this is how it was supposed to be from the start. Duh. That's so messed up. And then that leads right into the fact of why I ended up hating both of the girls. Because it is just so messed up. There's so many things about this drama. I'm telling you, there are so many things that by the time they actually talked about it, people actually said these things, or people actually asked these questions, or people actually reacted to something. They all of them were done way too late. Way too late. They were all done over here when they all should have been over here somewhere. They focused on the wrong things at the wrong time for the wrong length of time. It's insane. The normal was focused on and elevated so high. Kula and all her normal everyday troubles and all of her whatever is so spotlit. Like, she is the one that's struggling the most in the world, and because of all of the stuff that she's been through, this has made her the wisest person on the planet. And I'm like, you have not been through enough to be the wisest person on the planet. You're not old enough to be the wisest person on the planet. In fact, the oldest person in this drama is the one that they all call Granny. She's not even the wisest person on the planet. She might have been alive the longest, but in my opinion, the drama is like presenting her to you like she is a heroine. She is the best person because she is the one that's fighting to free these guys. Way too little, way too late. No, she is not a hero. The further you go, and by the time you finally hear how long she's been involved in this, at the point they finally tell you how long she's been, way too late. She should be in jail along with Juji. I call him Zhuji because his name is, I think, is Gon Han or something like that. His last name is Yu, X-U, and his first name, it starts with a G. So I'm just Zhuji. Cool. Zhuji. He should be in jail. So should Granny. She should be in jail as well, because she knew full well what he was doing, and she knew full well how long he was doing it. And she waited this long before she finally started doing something about it. Way too late, woman. Way too late. You should be in jail with Zhuji. You should both be in jail. She's not a heroine. She took way too long to do anything about this. It's disgusting. Really disgusting. If she had only just found out about this 3 years ago, and she'd been trying to stop it, because he'd only been extending it every whatever, maybe. No. She knew what he was doing. Decade. Way too late. No. She should be in jail too. I don't like her anymore. Once you really realize how long she's been involved in this, how long she has known, how long she did nothing. No. She's not a heroine. She should be in jail. And I cannot stand those girls, because here's the thing. Zhuji is the big bad guy. Finally, it took Cola long enough before she decided that he was a big bad guy. Like, what is the word? Naive? Like, she is so self-absorbed that she's so clueless that she thinks all of this is fine because they're under contract, right? Even the drama is basically telling me, because they're under contract, Zhuji is just strict. He's just strict. That's all he is strict. And the only thing he's done wrong is that now that the contract is finished, he's supposed to let them go, and he's not going to. This is the only thing he's done wrong. Okay, it's a kind of a mixed message, because one of them was saying sooner that he is a criminal, pretty much, because he's literally locking them in there. Kula's like, what do you mean locking them in there? They were under contract. Oh my gosh, you messed up girl. Oh my gosh. She knows full well. They went back and forth for so long in this drama. They're like, they act like it's only been a couple of years, so why is it a big deal? It's only been like 3-year contract that they've been in here. They're in here on their own volition. It was their choice. It's fine. They signed a contract. It's only been a few years, like whatever. And in the same breath, they're also telling me it's been 10 to 20 years that these guys have been literally locked away from the world. Like, locked in there, not allowed to interact with the world for 10 to 20 years, depending which one you're talking about. Because no, they haven't all been in there at the same amount of time either. And it took way too long to tell you that either. And, like, they're like, of course they can't function in the real world because they know nothing. They're like newborn babies. They're so ignorant about the real world because they've been in here so long. And yet it took how long in the drama before Cola admits that, yeah, they've actually been locked in here? I don't care if they signed a contract. That is insanely messed up. It took way too long before they admitted how messed up that was. Then they didn't even admit the full extent of it because he's only strict, you know. Torture? He literally tortures them in order to punish them? That's just strict. That's fine. Nearly drowned the guy when his phobia is water. That's fine. He's just strict, that's all. He deserved it because he broke the rules. I was trying to say why I didn't like the girls. I ended up disliking the girls because Zhuji is the one. He literally made the boys 100% dependent on them. They are 100% dependent on him because they're locked away. They don't know anything. They don't know how to function outside of this. They're 100% dependent on him to get them their food, to get them their clothing, to get them their TV, to get them their anything, and everything is 100% dependent on him. The girls are going to free them from this. The girls are going to take them away from this because it's wrong that they're 100% dependent on that guy. What then? Both of the girls said the same thing to their guys. It's okay that you're ignorant of the outside world. Trust me. I will protect you. I will take care of you. I will give you a home and food to eat and clothing to wear because I have the job and I have the house. I know how to function in the outside world. Girls, can you hear yourself? You're telling them to break away from him because it's wrong that they're 100% dependent on him. And the only way they can do that is if they become 100% dependent on you. They are now dependent on you the exact same way they were dependent on him. And somehow you're saving them and you're the heroines and this is all a good thing, what you're doing? Can you see it? If you've seen this drama, can you see it? That is literally what they're doing. I ended up hating the girls because, like, I cannot believe that is... And they're, like, angry at Lu Zhao and Junyan. They barely know them, the actual real human beings, and what they've gone through in their life and what they're dealing with and all this stuff, they get increasingly frustrated that the guys are not instantly just trusting them, that they're not instantly just listening to them and doing what they tell them to do. They're rolling their eyes at them, or they're downright angry at them and like, don't touch me, don't talk to me anymore, you're just as bad as Zhu Ji, and all the rest of this kind of stuff attitude. When you barely know them, they barely know you, and you've already this fast got this attitude toward them. And it's them that has to apologize. They have to literally apologize to their girls for not doing it the way the girls are telling them to do, for not doing it the way they want them, for not 100% depending on them. Can you not see what is wrong with this? Can you not see what is happening here? This is what the drama is doing. And then it took it even further to the point where, okay, now we've convinced Lu Zhao and Junyan to be 100% dependent on the girls. Now what? There's 2 other boys in the house. They can't leave them behind. We gotta bring them too. Now we have the boys doing it to the boys. Lu Zhao and Junyan decide that they all have to leave the house, so these 2 have to come too because they're in danger if they're here, so they're saving them, they're saving them from Zhu Ji. How do they decide to do that? Tell them literally absolutely nothing, and then get angry at them for asking questions and not 100% depending on you. What is with China and their obsession with people being 100% dependent on somebody else? You don't have to think. In fact, I'll get angry at you if you think. If you ask any kind of questions, I'm going to get mad at you, and I'm going to threaten to hit you, and I'm going to force you to do this and do this and do this because I have decided I know best and you have to listen to me, and I am going to get angry if you don't, and if you dare to question it, I'm going to get angry at you for not understanding. Literally, Lu Zhao and Junyan decided they were leaving the house forever. They both got to pack. They didn't tell the others that they were leaving the house forever. They didn't get to pack. They just expected them to leave with them right now, don't ask questions, and then when they get out and they know absolutely nothing, so they're trying to do this, and the guys are like, that'll be dangerous, don't do that. And they're like, why is it dangerous? And they're like, why don't you understand, you dummies? And I'm like, they don't understand because you've told them nothing. They know literally nothing right now, and you won't tell them, and not only will you not tell them, you're mad at them for not knowing what you won't tell them. I see this so often in Chinese dramas especially. I can't remember if the others do it too. It makes me so mad when people do this. And this is the domino effect. Zhu Ji is the bad guy. Then the girls are exactly the same as Zhu Ji. And now the girls have trained Lu Zhao and Junyan, who are now obedient to them, to do the same thing to these other 2 boys. Domino effect of horrible abuse and manipulation. I can't anymore. I can't anymore with Love Crossed. I can't. And it was taking way too long. Way too long. That drama is way too long. Oh my gosh. There were certain things about it that were really cute and really cool. And then all of this, and I'm like, how? How are there so many dramas out there that are like this? And people do not seem to understand that this is what... Can you not see this? Can you not see this? Anyway, I don't want to talk about that one anymore. That was that one. That was the one that I dropped today. After finally finishing episode 26, and I was watching so much in fast speed that I was even watching Lu Zhao in fast speed, and I'm telling you, this is another thing I see way too often. He literally falls how far, hits the ground below. Not only did he not break anything, her reaction. She is so lucky that she does not have a paraplegic boyfriend now. She immediately goes down there after he falls and hits the ground. Immediately she goes down there and picks him up. Wake up! What happened? Pick him up and take him. You are so lucky you don't have a paraplegic boyfriend right now. In fact, he fell off that balcony and he hit the ground. He did not land on top of the other guy. The other guy supposedly broke a bunch of bones. Nothing happened to Lu Zhao. Oh, he had a concussion and he had soft tissue injuries. And see, going back to what Lu Zhao and Junyan were doing to the other boys, by the way, that's the thing. The girls didn't know. One of them knew more than the other about these 2 guys. Ke knows that the one has a social anxiety issue. And yet, she expects him to just come out of the house and be just fine, and she gets mad at him for not being fine. When she knew. And on top of that, even worse, is the fact that Lu Zhao and Junan have been living with these other two for how many years? They know them. They're the only people on the planet. These four are the only people on the planet that know each other so well because they spent 24 hours, 7 days a week with each other for years upon years. And yet now they are treating them, they're frustrated with them and angry at them and want to beat them up for not just instantly getting over their issues and just trusting these two. I can't. I'm done with it. Totally done with it. Cannot. Feel free to leave a comment and let me know what your thoughts were if you saw the drama that I talked about. What are your thoughts? Let me know. Like the video if you found it entertaining or interesting or whatever. Thanks for watching. Bye.